Hello, in this video, we'll be talking about detachable warrants. What are detachable warrants? These are a feature that gives the investor of a bond. These are features that are added to a bond where the investor or the bond holder has the option to purchase a stated number of shares of common stock at a specified option price within a given period of time. What this means is that I, as the investor, can buy a bond from a bond issuer, and it has this warrant feature that is included with a bond. And what this allows me to do is in the future, if I want at some point, I can trade in my bond and buy stock of that company at a specified price. That's really important. That's the option price. An investor would normally only trigger this warrant feature if the stock price of the company it was higher than their option price. So if the option price is $10 and the stock of that company is $30, they could exercise those warrants and buy stock at $10 to turn around and then sell it at $30 and make a $20 profit. Or they could just keep it because they think the stock price will go up. So these are called warrants, detachable warrants. And I'm just going to go to the third bullet point first, is that these warrants are separate from the bonds. They're sold as a package, with one price, but they are two different things that they can be independently traded or sold. And the issue price when you sell it, because they're packaged together, the issue price for the bond plus detachable warrant is allocated between these two securities based on their fair values. These bonds that have the detachable warrants usually offer a lower interest rate, so which is what the bondholder receives interest usually semi-annually, but it'll be at a lower interest because, again, this is another attractive feature for an investor, and therefore they'll be willing to accept a lower interest rate on it. Let's go through examples of how to account for these bonds with detachable warrants. On January 1, 2027, HTL manufacturers issued $100 million of 8% bonds due 2031 at 103. So 103 means it's 103% of the face value, which means it's being sold for $103 million. Accompanying each $1,000 bonds were 20 warrants, and each warrant allowed the holder to buy one share of no par common stock at $25 per share. This is the option price. The option price. And it says that shortly after issuance, the warrants were listed on the exchange at $3 per warrant. So let's see how the journal entry for the issuer is recorded. I, as the issuer, HTL manufacturer, received cash for $103 million. So there's my debit cash 103. This is all millions. I'm going to record a liability for bonds payable. Bonds payable, that bonds payable account is always, always, always recorded at the face amount. So I'm going to credit my bonds payable for $100 million. And now I'm going to record the equity part of it, the warrant part of it. And the way the account is called equity stock warrants. It's 100,000 bonds times 20 warrants times $3. Let's break down this 100,000 bonds, 100,000 bonds. This is equal to the sale price, the face value, divided by, it tells us that each bond, for each $1,000 bond, there were 20 warrants. So I'm going to take 100 million divided by 1,000 gives me the 100,000 bonds, and you could trade it in for 20 warrants, and then we're told that they were listed on the stock exchange at $3 per warrant. So when you take the 100,000 times 20 times 3, you get $6 million. Now, this is interesting because as a way to make this journal entry balance, we're going to use this account debit discount on bonds payable, $3. So it seems like it's we pay a premium, like we as a bond holder pay premium because we're paying 103% of the face value, but the issuer, the company is selling the bonds and warrants, is actually going to record a discount. They're going to debit discount. And you see here, it just says difference. It's just the difference. It's a plug account. And this discount will be amortized over the life of the bond, while the warrants, the equity account, will remain there until they're exercised or expired. So now let's just talk about when the bondholder actually wants to exercise some of those detachable warrants. And it says, assume 1/2 of the warrants are exercised when the market value of HTL's common stock is $30 per share. I will tell you that the value of the company's share, the market value, is irrelevant with respect to recording the exercise. We have a stock option price, a warrant option price that we were given when we purchased these bonds, and that was $25 per share. And that's the price that we're going to record this stock at, or record the cash that we receive at. So it says 1 million shares are issued for one warrant each, plus the exercise price of $25 per share. So it tells us that the bondholder exercised 1 million shares, right? And issued for one warrant each plus the exercise price of $25. So we received, as HTL manufacturers, received 1 million times 25. So we received cash for $25 million. Okay, that's just given to us right here. The other part of the problem, it says, assume 1/2 of the warrants are exercised. So we need to, in the previous, when we issued these bonds with a stock warrant feature, we credited equity for $6 million. And that's because we have 100,000 bonds at 20 warrants each. Now it tells us that the bondholder has exercised 1/2 of those warrants. So 1/2 of this has been exercised. So we have a credit balance in our equity and stock warrants. So now we're going to have to debit 1/2 of that, which is 3. Which is right here. This comes in right here, this 3. So that's how we have 1 million warrants that we're exercising times $3. That's $3. Now, because those stock warrants are now being exercised and they're converted into common stock, we have to credit common stock. And this is just a plug. It's whatever we need to balance this entry. So it's the 25 plus 3. So we have common stock of $28 million.